You literally are using that as a scapegoat.
I so did. I don't even, hold on, I gotta get on this thing so that I can actually see myself.
Oh, going to layer 2.
What?
It's
Can you
going to
see?
layer 2.
Am I live?
Yeah.
Am I here?
According to all the people that just said joined, yeah.
Are you serious? Oh my god. Hi guys. I'm trying to be able to see myself. I can't see myself.
Do you want to use my phone instead?
No, I got it. Here we go. Got it. There I go. Can I see it now? But nobody's on. That's such falsities. Okay, hi guys. What, you gotta come here. I told everybody you were gonna.
I'm well aware.
Why are you hiding behind the camera?
No, I can't hide. I'm huge.
There you go. See, there's like this. Why are you walking? Oh, you're not walking. That was before. There's a delay.
Wow, that's a long delay.
Oh, goodness. All right. Hi, guys. Welcome to the welcome to the Charmy Lab Live. Is that what we're calling it? We are calling it that, right?
Yeah, it's the Charmy Lab Live. We're
Charmy
showing
Lab.
off all the
Why
stuff.
does my hair look so orange?
Filter?
It probably is. Hi, guys. Welcome in. I'm Sasha.
Making some things. We're working on some stuff. I'm Jake.
Yes, we are. Well, today we're going to be announcing the hang mount and hang base. Yeah, I love how you're like, this is your thing. You're supposed to do the thing. Let me do the thing. We are creating. I'm actually in the middle of fulfilling an order. Why does it look so weird? Maybe it's because it's the iPad. I don't know. Well, the iPad's not the one broadcasting.
Well, is it because camera's there, but you're looking there?
Is it? I need to wipe my hands. I stuck my fingers. you take over. You're the Chibi Charm now.
I am the charm.
You're the charm for my Chibi Charm.
Okay, can I show it?
You can show it. Here's
yes.
This one.
We got the good one that we made. Oh no, we're over here. That's right. I just did the exact thing I told you not to do.
You did.
Where's the perfect part?
You're showing it to the wrong place.
And even though it's upside down, we can put on another one.
You gotta talk louder.
Do I? Look, I only got 2 modes: quiet or teacher, and
quiet or teacher.
Those are my 2 modes: quiet or teacher.
You gotta say hi to everybody. Who is in here? Who's even in here? I don't even know. There's people in here. All right. I know it's been a hot minute since. You gotta understand, guys. I'm like, we have our iPad set up over here so we can actually see what you guys are saying.
I think we need to shift the iPad
you want me to,
closer to the camera because we all just keep pivoting over here instead of looking at the actual camera.
There, does it help like that? Yeah, we can do that. That works.
Yeah, it's not as noticeable.
Oh god.
Yes, roll it off the table.
Normally not this clumsy. That is so funny. Did it go? Yeah, there it goes. All right, so he is the engineer, y'all, for the Snap Charm system. So we just launched it today on our site. That is our main site that's in our profile. So if you click the link in our bio, it'll take you there. I'm not going to go into all the specifics. You guys know how to do that kind of stuff. But this is just an example of what our Snap Charm system can do. This is what we originally launched. It's the Chibi Snap Charm system. We turned our invention into something that's interchangeable and collectible. Prior to the hang base, we launched our collection displays. And it basically gives you guys the ability to display these in such a cool manner. I'm actually getting a bunch of them created for Sharon. She's one of our awesome customers, and she's got a bunch of them. So this is like our castle display. Yes, invented by Mr. over here. I just think I just touched the
Very close.
And so he's not my eye candy, but he's the engineer. I gotta get the engineer in place. And I wanted to show you guys what it looked like from this perspective. So you're able to see what the Snap Charm system is at its core. It is the interchangeable base bead that lets you pop characters on, off. You can, do your writing, do your stuff. It's not going to snap off. Our primary clientele is our crafters, our crafter community. So everything that we build is for you guys to have the ability to sell collections. And so he's checking out all of his crafting items now. We are in the middle of printing an entire system of orders. So that's where we're at right now. But we've got a huge order that came in. So we've got different colors, different bases that people are ordering. And so if you've never seen our system before, what this does is it quite literally gives you the ability as a crafter to build interchangeable systems, not only for beatable pens, but for keychains, for badge reels, right? For your keychains, we built Snap Charms that go on your side mounts. So now you can actually put them with different characters on side facing beads. And what we released today was our hang mounts. And so our hang mounts go right on here. I'm going to see if I can. I wish there was a way to like put the live on this one too, which I think I should be able to. Give me a second. Let me see if I can swap it out to
A different
main
channel.
account. No, if I go on my main account, I'm wondering if I can actually, because I want to be able to see what you guys are saying. So if I go live here, I can't do both. I don't think I can. No, I won't be able to. All right, so what I'm going to do to make it just easier for both of us, I'm going to have to switch this camera to flip around. Sorry, guys, give me a second. Oh, you guys are in here. Let me flip the camera because there we go. Oh, I hate not being able to see you using the iPad to be able to see it live, and I couldn't do that. I couldn't see everybody going live, and like who was coming in. Hi, loves. Welcome in. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Elisa. Yeah, it wasn't letting me see that. So meet the engineer. This is Jacob. You guys have seen me plenty of times before. We talk about business and life in Chibi Charms, context. It's so funny because we recently we're told by our son that his lease is about to run out. And instead of having him try to figure out and navigate how he was going to deal with all the rents and all the stuff with everything being so expensive here in Florida, we told him just come back in. We'll just get a bigger place. We already have the other ones. And as a parent, it's not that I'm not ready for them to move on out of the nest. It's quite literally, it's been impossible to find and help them find just in general how to afford being able to get out of the nest. So at this point, what we're doing is, we're hunkering down. Everybody's doing their part, and we're making it work. And on top of that, the business itself is here in our dining. It's our dining space. It's supposed to be our dining space. If you guys have never joined us before, we literally have our entire operation out of our like, and it's not just our operation, it's quite literally where I work, where we broadcast, where we do our development for our snap charm system, and where I craft. So everything is everywhere. Oh, did I leave that open? I must have. So what you guys are seeing is quite literally the entire operation in a 360 space. And then we do packing, development, everything right here. One of the biggest things that I wanted to make sure hubby and I do is be able to share with you guys what we're launching, what's coming up. I know I did a lot of videos and content and lives when we went live with the Snap Charm system. If you've never, ever seen it, hit that follow button. You guys are going to see a lot of content of the Snap Charm system. It's built for crafters. It's made for crafters so that you guys have just a unique way to stand out from everything that we're used to in the bead crafting industry. So everything that we've built is to give you guys an impactful way to sell your collections, not just a product, not just a pen, not just a keychain, but to be, oh, thank you, AC McCustoms, but to have a way to interchange what you have. So if you primarily sell to teachers and they've got to wear, you know, my husband is a teacher, so he knows you have to wear your IDs and your badges, right? You have badge reels. Our system is made to be able to give you guys the ability to still have your personality, right? To have that badge reel in place, still have your ID attached or your keys, but we expanded our system so that you can then add your personality to this. So you're able to attach your characters and everything and go, you know what? Okay, I don't want this character on my badge reel anymore. I want it on my car hanger, right? Or if you attach it to a wristlet, to be able to attach it to a wristlet. And this thing is super durable. It's not your average refrigerator magnet. It does last, it's durable. You can then pop it onto your car hanger. So it is versatile. It is something that you can interchange. It's not just for pens, right? You can still do the pen thing and still do your writing and you know, do your selling of your pens and everything. But it is an entire interchangeable system. So we started developing really, really cool stuff. We have our little print farm here. It's not a huge print farm. We're like a starter farm, right? This is like what the equivalent would be if you had like a tiny little homestead. Hi, Carmen. Thank you so much for your support. Yeah, if you go to the link in our bio, what is this product? Your live is not. I literally told this live that I was going to be promoting my products, and it's like, hey, you're going to be restricted because you're not. I told everybody. I literally put it on my settings. These social media sites sometimes. Anyway, this is what I was talking about. So we wanted to start creating a way for you guys to start telling a story, right? Because it's one thing to be like, hey guys, I have this really cool pen. There's the pen, right? Oh, sweetie, thank you. Hi, welcome. And so a lot of crafters are just used to doing the pen or maybe the pen and the keychain, but you don't have a way to give your customers the option to interchange and go, you know what? I don't feel like Tiana today. Maybe I feel like Cinderella, right? So having the ability to use up additional parts of your inventory that sometimes just sit and don't do anything, that's what this is. And so we launched the Snap Charm system back in April. Well, that's when we first launched. We did an entire masterclass for everyone who invested and got their kits. And so you guys are able to like quite literally write. You can drop your pens. I'm not saying drop it from like up here because I don't care how great you have your glues. That thing is not going to last. I mean, there's crystals, there's things on here. I'm talking about if you're writing and you drop your pen, it will survive. And then you also have the ability with our system to create a collectible series. So if you guys have which we know a lot of these collections that we get are collectible, right? They have a theme. Some of them are from different series. You're able to create an entire story scene behind it. And so we created these collection displays. We're actually in the middle of printing up an entire series for one of our customers who bought, like, how many did she get? 12 or 13? Because we create bulk buying deals. And so she bought 12 different styles because she's doing this amazing collection. She's literally doing an entire story system out of it, as she's connecting with a book that she's going to be publishing. So it's insane what you guys can do. It doesn't just have to be a pen or a keychain. She's literally taking it to that next level and creating an entire book series and story that then she's connecting to the pen series that she's launching and promoting. So you guys have so much. I can't wait to share her entire story because it is amazing. And this isn't something that she had to go and, you know, depend on other character intellectual property for. She literally took a story from her culture and is creating an entire world out of it and using crafting for it. So you guys have some amazing opportunities. So everything is in the link in our bio. So if you go to this, that's my main site. Not only do I have this system, but I teach you guys about the business side of it, how to price your stuff, how to start talking about collections versus just being able to sell pens, right? It's not just a pen. You want to sell the story. You want to sell the collection. I actually have a giveaway. We're doing it by the end of this month. I created an entirely custom, hold on, let me grab them. Oh, you got it? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I created an entirely custom design using this system with one of the giveaways that we're doing. So we did, I saw them at the store, and now we're actually authorized distributors. So I'll be able to start posting characters that you guys can buy, and then you can do whatever you want with the characters. They're not going to be altered or anything like that, but we're doing like entire collections. And so like, this is the giveaway we're doing. But if you notice, the castle is the actual castle from the story. So, you know, we have the ability to create that level of customization, and not even so much customization. I don't want to get into that part of it because the whole goal is for you guys to create your own designs and your own stories. But in this aspect, you're able to, you know, use our bases to design your characters. We actually have an entire DIY supply side of things. So you're able to get crystals and gems. And we even created like our own palettes of sugar rhinestone tape so that you can make it easy on yourselves to build your own designs and not have to worry about buying a ton of bulk stuff that you may or may not ever get to use. And if you do have a bunch of bulk stuff that you've already purchased, then I teach you that business side of it with our Charmy Business Lab. We meet Tuesdays weekly, and I have a ton of resources. So if you guys go to the link in my bio, you're going to see the site. You're also going to see the shop is all like integrated in there. So you'll be able to see the snap charm system, the crystals, everything, all the DIY supplies. But the Charmy Business Lab is also just as important. So if you guys have not seen any of that content or any of that information, go to that profile page, go down, and you'll get to see all of that information. Okay, that's fine. It's only for 10 minutes. Anyway, so we are here today because we're like quite literally, we wanted to give you guys the sneak peek, the background. So if you're looking at the hang base, this is the hang base. You can choose the color of your base and your mount. It does come with the triangle jump ring already attached. It's up to you guys where you want to put it. I do recommend if you are going to put it on a lanyard or a wristlet or even a keychain or a badge reel, that you're using at least an 18 gauge jump ring to attach it. The goal is you guys are going to use these to create your own, your own designs. So if you have characters that you literally have a ton of, I show you guys how to create mystery bags out of them. So like quite literally, if you have a ton of collections and things like that, you're able to just pop them into mystery bags and sell it like that to your customers and have them purchase that collection, right? So the goal is for those of you guys, would those work on card charms? Yes, actually in the video that I have, you can, so this is how it comes. It comes with the one, we sell it in 5, 10, and 20 packs. These are the sets. So you have your character mount, which is the shorter one, and the base mount. This base can stay put wherever you decide to put it, whether it's a lanyard, whether it's a car hanger, a badge reel, what else? A wristlet, keychain, insert thing here, right? So wherever you pop this on, that stays there. The character mount goes onto the character. That character, much like this character here, so this would stay put wherever you put it. This character can then move on to a different piece. So if I have a badge reel with that hang base, she can attach and now I'm good to go. So I can interchange my characters however often I want. We also have different parts of our series that lets you create. Babe, can you go ahead and grab me one of the characters that are up there? Just give me a few of them with their bases. Like Oogie Boogie, Hello Kitty, all of those. Here, that's good. Thank you. So if you have a ton of characters, the whole goal is to be able to get those characters out of your inventory, sold, and you can create different collections out of them. So we have like bases. So if you have someone who's an avid collector and wants to display them, it's awesome because then they can pop them off of the standard base, pop it onto a pen, and they can be like, well, I don't feel like doing Hello Kitty today. Let me go ahead and do Cinderella today. I don't want to do Cinderella today. I want Pooh, right? And they stay. It sticks. These are not, like I said, these are not your refrigerator magnets. I absolutely love doing this with my badge reels because it's one of the funnest parts to show you how strong they are. So this is an acrylic, a thick acrylic flat base charm. It has the character mount on the back and a flex base. So we have different bases for different types of things. Some of you guys love to create and design notebooks, like acrylic notebooks and stuff. What part is on the top of the bead of the pen? So this is our original snap charm. This is an actual, babe, can you get me the original snap charms that are up on the top? It says snap charm base bead on it. Yep, that one. No? Oh, here, 1 second.
2.0s.
Side mounts.
Oh, down there.
Here we go. So the original system started with our base beads. They were just for the tops of the pens. And we have them in clear acrylic. So they already have the magnets integrated into them. Or we have the multicolor options that we offer. And the goal is, we started with this. We started just with the base. Oh yeah, and it's funny because I actually have, I use mine with my, let me show you. I have mine with the stylus on it because there are times where I wear my nails and I don't want to, do stuff with it. So yeah, you can interchange your characters. The best part too is with these little collection displays. Once you want to swap out a character, you pop it on, you can pop another one on there and you can keep using it. So that's with the displays, but we also have like the standard stands that come with it. Because that's how we started. We've just been expanding this universe, honestly. It's been an amazing roller coaster, but a great roller coaster. But yeah, so these let you interchange. This is the flex base mount. Your mounts are always your bases. They stay put typically wherever you want them to stay. And then your character mounts go on the characters that get interchanged. Everything has the exact same polarity. So a base will always be a base. The base that exists here, that exists on this pen, or that exists on the bottom of these displays will always face the same polarity. Whether you order from us today, tomorrow, a year from now, we make sure they're all facing the same polarity so that your characters can interswap with everything else that they get. That's a base. So this base can go on the pen, can go on the flat base here with a character stand. It can lay flat right on this stand. So that's what I mean by the polarity, meaning if you purchase our system today and 6 months from now, a customer who bought something from that first system buys a different character or a different collection from you, that character can swap out with the original character they purchased. And as long as you're using your bases where your bases are and you've got your character mounts on your characters, you're good to go. We do offer complete training on the entire system. As a matter of fact, when you get your system, you get the training included, and you guys get access to quite literally even my master class that I had done and recorded. So I do a lot of training and a lot of education so you guys know how to utilize this system, not just because it's a system, but also to be able to utilize it to sell off if you have a ton of inventory, to be able to do that. Yes, sweetie, you can definitely decorate it. So we provide them to you plain. I mean, there's some with colors and stuff like that you can just utilize that because it's got that background color, but you can put all sorts of rhinestones, creation tape, which we offer. If you've never seen creation tape, let me grab that real quick. So we have tons of what we call creation tape. They're the flexible tapes that you can put on the different beads, and they already have sugar rhinestones on them. So they're easy to use. You could just pretty much, if you want to do rapid development and design, you wrap it around that bead and you're good to go. So that's what I put on this one, because this has the silver and the teal. It went great with my base pen. I had a beautiful jewel or a bead that had like the pearls with everything. So it had that regalness. I added a couple of pink highlight tones on it, and that became my pen here. For my castle displays, I actually have I have two unique castle displays. One that has the full color, similar to this castle, or the one that has the tops like this, because this is a representation of the castle, Beast Castle, because he's got the yellow top with the white base.
Can we go get the other one I have on my desk?
Which one?
Nintendo Bros.
Oh, yes. Oh, I forgot about that. And so, yeah, you guys have probably seen some of the other ones like some of the other designs that we've done, but we have like our Twinkle Hearts. There's like a bunch of different ones. So the width of that tape to attach. Yes. So we have the actual tapes themselves, the base tapes. So we have like the rolls, and then I created certain palettes. I have 4 different palettes that I created. They're on the site. For example, this one's called Pop Star. It's got a lot of the neons. This one's called Dreamscape. So it's got like the pastels. I've got Cosmic Ice. That's the one with the silver tones to it. And it's got like the hot pink, the purple, the turquoise, black, and the white. And then there's one more. Then our Chrome Nights. But these are all developed, like we curated, put all this together in-house. So, and this one has additional silver tones to it, but it's got more of those deeper colors. Yes, so there's an entire course that you're given. Where's my, let me see. Oh, it's not over here. Oh, there it is. So when you get your system, it's going to come with 5 of the character stands. If you get the creator kit, this is the base creator kit. This is like, you have no idea what you're doing. You want to try it out before you go and buy a bunch of the other expansion kits. This is where you start. It's the creator kit. You get to pick the color of your stands. So these character stands, you get to pick the base colors of those stands. So it can be any of the colors we offer, the pink, the white, the blue, the turquoise, whatever you want to call it. And then you get 10 of the character mounts. So the goal with your starter kit is that you'll be able to create 5 different collection sets. So if I have 2 characters and I have that one base bead, right, that one base, I'm able to create 1 collection, 1 pen, 2 characters, 2 stands. So it's built with 5 base beads, 5 character stands, 2 character mounts. I also include what I call my little design wand. You know, we do these in-house as well. This is fantastic if you are, if you don't want to use your standard pen to design. It has a rod on it, and it is magnetized in case you need to like pick up any type of, you know, magnet pieces or anything like that. It has that magnetization, or not magnetized. Yes, the magnetization. Apologize. But you do this so that you can design around it without having to use your actual pen to design it. Some of us, like, I love using spacers. So I use the spacers underneath. I also have like the really beautiful wide spacers. I don't want to design with the spacer already on it. So I go ahead and use the design wand. Oh, that one ran out. Baby.
All right, then I need to fix both of them.
That's fine. I just paused it. All right. And then once you design it with once you get your bead design, so here's an example, right? I have this one is an acrylic. I put that rhinestone tape on it. I designed it. I did all my stuff. Then I put that onto the top of the bead pen. You can put a spacer underneath it. As long as you leave the magnetic base open, then you're fine, because you need something for your characters to sit on. All of the character mounts do have an edge so that you can decorate them. You can put rhinestones. 3mm rhinestones are great. 3 to 4mm rhinestones work great all the way around it. You can put sugar rhinestones. You can put UV gel paint, whatever you want. That is what you want to be able to do. Oh, Carmen, that's awesome. Yeah, it's, you know, it's so funny because one of the things that like I said, I don't just have a system that you guys can use to sell your pens and your inventory, but I teach about the business side of it. And one of the biggest things is talking about the target markets that crafters have to go after, right? Like, it's not just selling to everyone, it's selling to that buyer that you can envision. And so if nurses are one of the target buyers that they would love to buy stuff, a lot of nurses would use pens, but they would also use styluses, because a lot of hospitals and clinics, they've started venturing away from just doing a lot of paperwork. You have a lot of touch screens and a lot of tablets and a lot of stuff. So I've been, oh yes, that's awesome, Carmen. And so I always advocate for the healthcare field. You're going to do great with styluses because you still get the pen, right? But the stylus gives it that, like, oh, that's a what I want. That's my target. Like, that's that's the style pen I want, because it gives me the ability to have a pen. At the same time, I don't have to touch the screen that everybody else has touched. I'm tired of putting like a ton of sanitizer on my hands. I'm just touching the one thing I know I have. I scroll, I might put some sanitizer or some alcohol on this thing and move on, right? It saves your hands. But it also gives you the ability to create a collection, not just from the pen's perspective, but they wear lanyards as well, right? They've been able to go ahead and personalize now the front plates of their lanyards. If you have someone who loves dragons, we're going to actually be releasing starting next week, not only our themed beads, which play around having a different base, not just a round base. Hey, where's the characters? Oh, there they are. So we've got themed beads we're releasing next week. We've got like the little boots, the bell, the holiday Christmas bell. We have our Easter egg, our snowman, and these are all bases, meaning just like these work with the base, we're going to actually have base designs that have holiday themes on them. And you'll be able to attach your characters to them. So now you can have like little Pooh on top of a snowman versus just a regular round bead. So these are releasing starting next week, and we're doing one a day starting Monday. And then we're also going to start releasing our character collections. So we are an official distributor, a toy distributor. So we'll be able to sell you guys the actual base toys, without the if they're not going to have the magnets attached, that's for you guys to decide what you want to do with them, whether you want to make them into a keychain or a standard character mount for pens and stuff like that. But we can provide you the actual character collections now. So instead of, let me show you guys. So for example, instead of just being able to get a, you know, 1 or 2 set series of, for example, Care Bears or, you know, Toy Story characters, things like that, we actually can offer you guys the entire collection of those because we're, you know, official distributors. So for example, we have a custom collection we created here with the Care Bears that are on the skates, right? So it would come with all 6 of these, where other retailers, they'll have like 2 per box, that kind of thing. We'll actually have the entire collection and the entire series. So that's part of what we're doing and what we're bringing to this. It's not, and they're like, these are officially licensed characters. They're not, you know, janky wannabes. These are legitimate characters. What you guys choose to do with them is up to you. But like I said, they're not going to have the magnets. They are going to be actual characters. We also have an entire line of characters that we are licensed to also sell, which are 3D printed. So we're going to have an entire like animal knitted series. We're going to, you show me what I would need to attach to the character badge. Yes.
I got it.
No, I have it right here. And so, you know, you're able to now get access to all of these characters and all these things without having to worry if it's legitimate, like a legitimate product. So this is the flex base. If you're using it on a badge reel to change out the front plate design, you're going to attach a character mount. So these are the character mounts. Look like this. They're also, here's one on the Hello Kitty, right? You can decorate all around it so it looks like a spacer. That's what I always tell everyone. Like, it's going to look like a spacer when it's on top of a pen, or if it's on a flex base. The flex bases do come decorated. They already have the rhinestone chain on them. You guys can pick out of, I think there's 8 or 10 different options on that one. But the best part about these is that you can interchange the characters on them. So it's best to use them with like the characters that can lay flat, right? Because Oogie would look kind of weird sticking out of a badge reel. I mean, he could be looking at you, but you're going to want characters that work great flat base. Yep. So this is the flex base, Carmen. So you'll look on our site. If you go to that Snap Charm system, let me see. I'm going to pull it up on my iPad so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And so that's the flex base. The flex bases are the ones that work with flat surfaces. We just released the hang base today, which that's the one for the keychains, the lanyards, like anything that you want hanging. Or if you have a lot of characters that you may have purchased that have that keychain mount and attachment. So like I have, so I have some of these, right? They have the little lobster clasp. I can take it off of that. I need a character. Can I get a character mount for the hang base, please? Down there. I'm sorry. I tend to forget. Hubby sees me crafting and doing all the stuff. He barely knows where I stick everything. So Carmen, for the hang bases, the character mount is the shorter one. It's always going to be the shortest one. That's how we know it's the character mount. So if you have like a lot of these little keychain attachments and you're like, oh my God, how am I going to turn those into toppers without that hole on their head? The whole purpose of these is so that you can make them interchangeable. And now someone who has a badge reel and wants to attach the character has it. Yeah. So there's the character mount and the flex base. Yep. I need some other flat ones. Okay, so here you go. Oh, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, so when you guys get to the point where you are looking through your inventory and you're like, okay, I have a ton of collections and options and things like that, always look at how you can market it to your target market that they're going to want that collection. What's the last thing to attach the lanyard to? So this one is the hang base, and the hang mount. So it's an entire set that you get. You get the base and the character mount, but it's called the hang base and mount. And so that's the ones that you can put to the hanging characters, especially the ones that have the keychain attachment. So like this one, I don't know if you guys saw how quickly I was able to convert him into that hang base, because a lot of these little characters already have that lobster clasp, and you guys can do the same thing with your characters, and you just attach it to the base. You pop it on with a if you guys have jump rings, or if your badge reels already have their own little triangle jump ring, just pop it on there, and now you have it ready to go. And so now not only do you have one that hangs from the chain, you can also have characters that go on the actual badge reel. And like I said, if you have a collection or a series, like I loved these because I bought like a bunch of them, and I was like, oh, what do I do with them? I don't even, like, do I pop them onto a notebook? What do I do with them? And I can create now with the system the interchangeability of saying, okay, this is the design I'm putting on today. This is the design I can put on tomorrow. And the best part, which I love showing, is like these do not fall off. Like I could swing this thing around. It's not going to like fly off into the wall. And this is a heavy piece of acrylic. Like this is not light by any means. So it is very much, oh, thank you, sweetie. I appreciate you. It is something that can definitely get your inventory sold, especially if you know your target market. If you know, like Carmen knows she's going to be selling to nurses, right? Her collections aren't just going to be pens. She's going to offer the badge reel with the accessory of having a pen that can then interchange, right? So if I have I'm just going to say, like, pretend this is Belle, right? If I have Belle on my pen and I have a rose that can go on my lanyard, and guess what? I have Beast's Castle right here, right? I can always swap and interchange and do a bunch of different things with my character series, right? That's the whole point of this. People want to collect. They love collectibles. And I think in this industry, we're so caught up with, like, we collect, right? We buy in droves, from different lives or different wholesalers, and we buy all this stuff. And we're like, we're collecting. And then when we try to sell it, it's like, okay, I have this one pen, I have this one keychain, or I have this one, instead of selling stuff in collections, because people want it. They want to be able to collect it. They want to be able to interchange it. They want to be able to have the ability to go, oh my God, today I'm sassy mood Hello Kitty, but tomorrow I may have just finished watching the latest episode of, Game of Thrones, or, I got my little dragons in place, and there you go, right? I have my interchangeable, or I may love D&D and do that, or I may want it on my pen and now I have this badass dragon on the top of my pen, right? And I can still write with it. I can still do what I need to do with it. I can swing it around and it's not going to go anywhere. Now, granted, we're not going to sit there and write with our pen swinging around. The whole point of me showing you guys this, and when you show it to your customers, is so that they feel confident that they're not going to have to write like, very demure, because they feel like this thing's going to fall off, right? They can go ahead and do whatever they need to do day to day and write with it. And it looks amazing, right? You can create now different base designs. I can have a pink version of this same one. I can have I have the blue one. I can have a white one, right? And you can sell now collections of pens and collections of designs, not just a pen, not just a keychain, you can sell an entire collection. And people are willing to pay for the collections. And it's insane. Oh yeah. The clays are definitely fried. When I learn about different products, I try to like either get a sample of it, or I learn as much as I can about it before I invest in it, right? One of the things they don't tell you is that the clays definitely are very fragile. They can break even in transit, right? We've seen all the horror stories of people going, oh my God, I got my package, and it's like the thing fell apart. So whenever you're looking at characters to invest in or designs to invest in, you have to look at it from the practical perspective of your customers using it, right? They're gonna probably pop these things into their purse. If it's a female, if it's a male, which by the way, thanks to my engineering hubby, he's coming out with a male line of the Snap Charm system. You're going to have people who are going to use it in different ways, and you have to account for that, right? So if I have a pen and I put a bunch of little roses on here, and the moment I'm looking at it and I'm designing it and I'm like, oh my God, this is so beautiful, everybody's going to love it, and I try to write with this thing and it's stabbing me the entire time, is your customer going to want to do that? No, they're not going to want to. And when they buy it, they think it's beautiful. And then when they try to practically use it, it doesn't work. So whenever you guys are designing, and this is part of that entire business side of things, like it's not just selling a system here. I also teach you guys the business side and things that to think about that you may not have thought about. Like when you're pricing your stuff, making sure you're counting your labor, your packaging, all these things. When you're looking at it from the full sphere of that customer, you guys have to look at it every aspect of it, not just the pretty, but they need the practical as well, right? So when you're doing that, oh yeah, it is hard. I'm not going to tell you it's not. You can talk to every single Charmy Lab insider. They sit there through. So on Tuesdays I meet with my Charmy Lab insiders. I do a business lab every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, and we talk about every aspect of business. And I'm not just talking in general. Like we literally have a curriculum that I created that we talk through, we go through, and everything works off of each other, right? So we talked about planning out a 90-day collection release, planning out a specific collection for that first 30 days, going through pricing, going through offers, right? How do you bundle things? So we literally have been going through all this, we're doing week 7 on Tuesday. I took a break this past Tuesday because I was traveling, and I actually did an entire recording on a teleprompter app that I use, right? So when I'm creating my videos, I don't want to sit there and have like 45 minutes of edits because I sat there and, messed up 20 times. This thing just, you read it, but it looks natural, and you talk just like if you were talking to somebody, and you're good. You edit whatever little mini mess ups you might have done, but it lets you get through your videos faster. So I teach all of these things. And one of the biggest things that I had to this day I still find is that a lot of crafters don't craft with the understanding that a customer has to use it. They still craft with the pretty intention, not the practical intention, right? If I buy a $25 or $30 pen from you, I better be able to write with that thing. I better not have pain in my fingers or have a pen that weighs and feels like it weighs 10 pounds, because guess what? I don't have a ton of muscles in my hands, right? Pens like these, they weigh like a pound and a half, or not a pound and a half, an ounce or an ounce and a half max, right? Anything more than that, you start getting into 2 ounce, and you guys are thinking like 2 ounce, that doesn't seem like a lot. Try to write with a 2 ounce pen that has a lot of balance or a lot of weight on the top. Your entire hand, it shifts and it starts compensating for that weight. Well, guess what? If I'm trying to write an entire sentence, or I'm trying to fill out paperwork at my doctor's office with that pen, it's going to feel like I'm carrying an entire rock and trying to write with a rock. They're not going to want to continue buying from you because, or even buying pens in general, because they're too heavy. And even though they're really pretty and they're made with clay beads and acrylics, and when you guys start compounding the weights of everything, it's insane. So even in my business stuff and even on my TikTok lives, I teach you guys the size of your pens matter. Everybody's so into getting like these long bead rods, and I'm like, no. It has to, what has to happen in design, right? The bigger the character, the shorter the rod. That way it doesn't throw the weight of your pen in one way or the other. It's balanced, right? The bigger the character, right, the taller, it also evens out the design, right? So if you see this, you're like, oh my God, yeah, that's That's a pretty tall pen. Yeah, this is the medium, by the way. This is the 97 millimeter rod. Ideally, I would be using the smaller rod because it still looks like a long pen. It gives that illusion of a long pen because the character itself is big. So the bigger the character, the smaller the rod. So you can still use the rods that your pens came with when you have those big characters and this system, and they can still interchange them, right? They can sit there and have them on their stands and be able to, go, oh my God, I love my little, Hello Kitty. If you guys haven't seen yet, yes, I am a huge Hello Kitty fan. But it's one of those things that, the extender rods, the longer ones, they're fine when you have things like Durables, right? They still work great. They look cute. The Durables do not weigh a ton. Some of them do, don't get me wrong, and they're the bigger ones. But these, the standard ones, they don't. So when I'm writing and I'm doing stuff, it doesn't feel like I'm carrying this huge weight. But when you start getting into things like, and I have this one as an example, right? These characters, they're like solid. And yes, they look so cute and so awesome on a pen. But if I'm sitting here writing, this can start weighing a lot, right? So the bigger the character, even the weightier the character, the smaller the rod. So that it basically balances out the pen so that it doesn't make this huge weight on them. I'm going to give him a chance to talk because I want him to talk a little bit about the men's series that he's working on. I think it's important for us to also consider that men love these things and they don't want to necessarily have the sparklies, but they want more ruggedness, right? And so I asked him, I was like, okay, if you had to design a line for you, what would you do? And so that's one of the things that I think we're missing out on. It's like we market to a lot of women, we market to girls, but we forget that men, they want a cool keychain. They want something they can snap on and off and do all this stuff on. Oh, sweetie, take your time, girl. And feel free to message me, DM me. I also have WhatsApp and all that stuff. So if you have questions, I actually have a group that is for the Snap Charm side of things. So if you guys want to join that, if you purchase the Snap Charm, I'm also creating a creator network because we're going to be ramping up a lot of our marketing here pretty soon to the end customer. I primarily work with my crafters. I want to be able to have a place where if I have a customer that says, hey, I want to buy this, or I want you guys to design this, I can send that lead to you guys. And so that's going to be what we're turning chibisnapcharms.com into. So keep that in mind. Yes. Oh, thank you, sweetie. I appreciate you. All right. I'm going to let him take a moment to talk about the men's design or the men's line and basically, some of the options. And you have a little demo there with Mario. All right, Jacob, everybody.
I'm gonna make a little demo. All right. So like, for instance, take the license stuff, which I am super excited that we have been able to become resellers for actual figures, because there's just an infinite level of possibilities depending on what you are choosing to do with them once you purchase them. For instance, she even showed you the little Dragon Ball character, which a lot of those products is why I had thought to do the hang mount, so that way it just opens up so many more characters. Because like she said, we like all sorts of stuff too. We have all sorts of keychains and different little stuff on.
There's a Dragon Ball.
Yes. So like, for instance, I would not have this on here, but I have it on my keys. I would clip it to my backpack that I take to school every day.
You don't want sparklies on your badge.
Okay, but thank you. But again, I would absolutely add this to my backpack that I take to school. Or I would put it on my car keys. Or my lanyard, for instance. Like, my wife has lovingly said multiple times, we go to Universal a lot. There's a lot of amazing characters that, you can use. But the question is how. So a couple of things that I had thought of is making things that are universal. One of the main reasons why I did the hanging mount. I did come up with this adorable design for one of our favorite childhood games growing up, she did help me quite a lot with figuring out some of these things. These do detach. We have a whole set of different hats that you can buy.
And the collections will go on sale as well this coming week.
As well as then if you get any of the distributed characters, you can do with them what you will.
And Carmen said men like pink.
I had nothing wrong with pink. I got pink shorts.
That's true, you do. I forgot about that.
I just don't want
your
Hello Kitty.
The Hello Kitty sparklies.
I'm a Pochaco.
You're a Pochaco.
Or a Batsmaru.
Okay, got it.
Or, for instance, I've started figuring out how to make, Fragment Term, a more sleeked down version of the pen. So it still has the magnetic system. It's actually hidden inside of the top of the pen. So I thought that was pretty unique. And then it has this almost bolt action-ish type way of getting the pen out. And we're experimenting with different materials. We have a marble looking filament coming. I have some wood filaments that came in that we're experimenting with, just trying to see what else we can do to expand and see how we can also broaden everyone's market and everybody's demographic. You know, there is a lot of untapped potential, not just for us in what we provide you guys, but in for you is in who you can sell it to and how you can get it out there.
Yep. Yeah, let me squeeze in here for a second. You can stay right there. You stay right there. I told you, you're my eye candy tonight. One of the things that when we were talking about the entire system itself and thinking about different ways to interchange, the snap charms, came the side mount. Oh my God, I know, right? I see, that would be ideal, right? If we could just be like, snap on your characters. That would be the ideal side of it. But that's one of the reasons why we've been innovating like nonstop, like just coming up with different options, because we want you guys to be able to say like, hey, so-and-so, you love, the stuff on your keychain, right? So, because we can even attach, like, you guys, have these really big flowers and you're like, what do I do with them? Not everybody wants, this big flower on their pens, or they're pretty weighty. Well, you can actually pop them onto keychains or pop them onto, where's my badge reel? Pop them onto my badge reel, right? I have that. And now I have this beautiful flower. Well, tomorrow, like I said, I may want to change it out, and I have the metal alloy, and now it looks like a brooch over my badge reel. These are all, I give you guys all of these ideas because I know a lot of you have a lot of inventory to get rid of. And you're like, okay, I invested in this business, but now I needed to produce something, right? So aside from just saying, hey, here's this system that can help you push out a lot of stuff faster, we teach you the business side of it, right? One of the biggest things we're going to be doing pretty soon here is going on the road as well. So just to bring awareness to the system.
Are these up, by the way?
Yes, they are.
Okay, yes. Okay, cool. So just real quick before I go this way. These ones, because we're doing all the different character displays.
It's the pipe collection display.
Yep. The Pipe Bros.
The Pipe Bros, that's right.
The Plumber Brothers. It is up for sale. So yes.
Yeah, so this one, because it's so unique and specific to this design, this one doesn't offer like color options. It literally, you get
what you see is what design. You get for this one specifically.
And so here, let me put it closer so you guys can see like the level of detail that we have. And no, these were not, somebody else didn't design them. We actually designed these. And so it has the pen hole in there. It's got a indention inside. That's all hubby's engineering. And the whole purpose of it was so that when the pen sits inside, it has that center piece in there. So it's giving it's not just like slouched over to the side. It still has that cone inside so that it stands up. We also made it a specific width because I love adding, like I said, like customer friendly designs on things like the stylus. And with it, I can actually use these with stuff that has design on it without it having to flick off the designs. So they have the perfect width. They have that ingenuity of being able to stand when you have them on there. And these are just breathtaking. I mean, imagine going to a show, right? And you have all of your displays and all of your characters, and you're literally just selling collections. You're not sitting there creating a pen. You're not sitting there creating one design. You know, you're actually, Garza, love, how are you? Oh my God, I missed you. And I have, all of these awesome displays. You go to a con, you're selling out. You go to any anime type con or any type of convention that has characters and stuff like that, they will sell out. Okay. So that's why we are so dead set on making sure you guys understand collections sell. Go to a show, go to any kind of place. What sells the most? Collectibles, right? Mm-hmm. We literally love going to the antique malls, and going and looking at collections. What's your number one thing that you collect, babe?
Batman.
Comics, right? And he doesn't just go and get one. That's the investment we've made. So there's like an entire collection that we have, and so it's just mind blowing. People do it every day, right? You guys probably have a bunch of collections at home and things that you actually can. Oh, I don't even know why I did that. That's okay to say, Comic-Con. I don't even know why I didn't. That is so weird. It's like it blocked Carmen. It blocked the word Comic-Con. I was like, why? Yes, thank you guys for the awesome gifts. Yes, Dragon Con, girl. So we love going to MegaCon. MegaCon is our thing. I know there's Dragon Con, there's UltraCon, Florida SuperCon, which is another one we've gone to because that's where I met David Matsunaga.
So many.
There
are so many.
I'm a fan.
I ain't got time.
I'm a fan of two specific animes, Naruto and My Hero Academia, but there's two specific characters that I got a tattoo of. So I have Gaara from Naruto and I have Todoroki. And so the design that I did was because they have their eye the way that it is. It looks like there's one character, but I blend them both, and it's amazing. So what I did was I went to MegaCon. Let me do a little puzzle. There it goes. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate you. I went to MegaCon and got the signature for the character that voices Gaara. And then I went to Florida SuperCon and I got the one for the person that voices Todoroki. And I even had them pose the same way. Oh my God, thank you so much. Garza, you're amazing. And I had them both do the pose the same way. I think did I wear the same shirt? No, I wore the character.
You wore the custom shirt that I got you.
The custom shirt. That is a mix of the two characters, funny enough. And I told both of them, like, I can't wait. Like, for the first one, why am I blanking on his name? Gaara.
Which one, Liam?
Yes, Liam. Thank you. I don't know why I'm blanking on his name.
Liam and David.
Yeah, no, David I remember. But, so Liam, funny enough, was born in Jersey just like I was. And that's what I started talking to you about. It's the craziest things when you meet the people that you're fans of. And so Liam, I told him I couldn't wait to meet David Matsunaga because I had this tattoo. And so both of them, I have the picture like where I'm like this with the tattoo. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to tag the two of you on this so that you guys can see that I actually did go through. I met both of you guys. So it was so amazing. But this is the level of dedication that fans of collections have. I shared this story with you guys to show you that level of dedication. If you guys didn't see the video that I posted, I think it was on, when was it we went? We went on Tuesday? Wednesday?
To where?
To Universal. Is that Tuesday?
That was Tuesday, yes.
Tuesday. Monday? Or was it Monday?
No,
it was Monday. It was Monday.
Yes, it was.
So,
you're right.
On Monday, I got to meet Hello Kitty at Universal. Like, she's like, obviously, I'm a super fan, and I have a bunch of stuff here, and I have a bunch of stuff everywhere. He's like, I have never seen you go from this grown-ass woman to a 5-year-old in like a split second. We had gone in.
We have two different versions of this story.
we had gone into the shop, the Universal store that's right outside of the main Universal. And we had seen some videos and stuff, and people were like, oh my God, this is how you meet them, blah, blah, blah. Get to the store, get to the shop. talk to the person at the counter, and they're like, yeah, you just have to turn the corner. If there's a person with the green shirt, they'll tell you when she comes out. You know, we don't know. We don't have the times like they do. And two versions, yes. And so we turn the corner. He sees her first, and he goes, "Oh my God, honey, it's Hello Kitty!" And immediately I'm like, "Ah, oh my God, I have to see it!" I scared this poor girl is probably like 19 years old inside this costume, and I'm like screaming from the entrance of the Universal, going, "Hello Kitty!" And I literally saw her go like jump like that, and I'm like, oh my God, I feel so bad, but it's Hello Kitty. And I was so excited. I was like, please don't go, I'm gonna take a picture with you. So she is so awesome. She was amazing. I don't know who that team member was, but she was awesome. And yeah, she was like, she gave me a hug and everything. So my husband was there like, oh, the lady with the green shirt was taking like a ton of pictures. So I had to share that with you guys. That's one of my videos, like 2 or 3 videos back. When you're a fan all the way. And people who are fans, especially if you have Shrek fans, you design something like this and you take it to a show, you will sell out. That is why we built these. I want you guys to have the ability to have things that are easy to sell, right? They're like no-brainers. People see them, they see how cool it is, they see how awesome it is, they have something that's unique. Even if you want to create something that's unique and that's your selling point, like you can sell to people who are, let's say, if it's a Shrek fandom. Oh, girly, I'll talk about it. So we've released so many things. These are the new collection displays for the characters. So, you know, this is a custom one I did for the giveaway. If you guys haven't seen it yet, go to the link in our bio. And I think it's like 2 little slideshows down. There is an active giveaway that I'm doing for this one here. It comes with the pen. It already has the snap charm on it, and you get Farquaad with the Farquaad castle. Like, this was all customized for us for this giveaway, but I'm doing it as a giveaway so you guys can have a piece of something that you can see, right? Physically see that will sell. And so one of the biggest things that I teach you guys is like, go from that collection perspective. You go from the collection perspective, you will sell out. You will be one of the most unique people at the show because you have something that nobody else has. Your design style, if you decide to do it, like I was saying, in a unique manner, even if it means that you're adding a little piece of something that has somebody's initials on it, maybe that's the unique piece that you bring to the table. That's a unique pen all the way. Every single one of your characters, you give it a different design on the base, right? So like I told you guys, you can design and decorate the bases. Yep.
So you said unique initials. So.
Well, I have these drop tomorrow. So if you guys haven't seen these yet, I've been showing little things here and there, but this is our letters. These are the letter options. These drop tomorrow on our site. And we were talking, oh, here it goes. We were talking about the uniqueness, right? I created these, like, these are like mini versions that I can easily show you guys on the screen here. But with the letter packs, it has the amount of letters that you would need to do quite a few of these. It has like multiple A's, and it's like literally the statistical amount that you would need for a letter kit. And so you can have customizations that you do. So at these shows, you can be like, oh, so-and-so, would you like your name on the front of the, of the display? Awesome. That'll be X amount. Like, we have, that customization option for an extra $15 have their name on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about what that does for someone.
Think about this, like, how much do we pay to get our Harry Potter robes embroidered with our names on?
Oh my God, a lot, like literally. So we got our Harry Potter robes from Universal about a year and a half ago. And yeah, that was the ones where they were doing like, hey, if you spent this much money with us, we'll give you this thing and a free wand. And I'm like, honey, we're going to spend like the $300 anyway, so we might as well. Yeah, those were a lot. But they were ours.
We feel baller walking around with our names on our robes.
And that's what this does, right? So all of these tools, these resources, they're nothing without you guys putting in your design and your specificities in there, right? I teach you guys, brand your work. Don't just sit there and sell a pen and have it go out to the world, right? Brand your work. I specifically do not put any of my Chibi Charms branding on our products because I want you guys to be able to take and claim credit for your designs. At the end of the day, anything that you create and you design is yours. I put my branding on my packaging, but I want people to go to you to buy the end product. That's the goal of this. That is the whole purpose of me even going through all of this. If I had wanted to only do this for myself and be the one to sell all this stuff, I would have done it. I would have been the first one out there and been selling droves of these things. But that is not what I want to do. I want to be able to teach you guys how to do this, be able to teach you guys how to run a successful business from it, keep innovating and creating, and not be just in crafter mode 24/7. I love crafting, but I'm not a repetitive task type person. And if all I had to do was just continuous crafting nonstop, I would have quit it millions of years ago. But I do love teaching and coming up with different innovative ways for you guys to get out there, sell your products, sell your services, sell your customizations and your collections at the end of the day. But yeah, always brand yourself. Like I always have, I show you guys. And by the way, the link in my bio, you're going to see the Charmy Business Lab. I'm going to go ahead and take you guys on a little tour of what the site looks like and what you should be looking out for on the site. Let me move some of this stuff here. I want to be able to shift this a little bit. But I want to show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, so let me move this, flip my screen. All right, you guys are going to get to see what I'm talking about here. This is our little setup here. But on the Snap Charm system, or on the link in my bio, it takes you to our website. Okay, up here, this is where all of the little things are. Anytime we have like major announcements of stuff that we have it on here. There's the giveaway that I was just talking about. That goes through the end of the month. You have different ways to enter. And yes, we are giving away this actual display set. So on the site, there's going to be 3 main sections you're going to want to pay attention to. So the Snap Charm system, that's all of the magnetic interchangeable character design, all of that. So if you go to create a collection, it takes you to the main system where you can see all of the options we have. We have the creator kits, the bulk builder set. So once you are familiar with the system and you want to buy things in like bulk because you're going to have large collections you're going to release, fantastic. We have our pen stands. If you click on that, it takes you to all the pen stands we've released so far. All the different color options you're seeing, those are the ones that you can pick and choose. Unless it's one that's specific to a design style, then it's going to come exactly as you see. And we still have our standard design with the stands for the characters, like these base stands, right? Let me go back. The next one is the project kits and builder supplies. So there's kits and supplies. This is all your DIY supplies. So this is where you can get all of the crystals, the creation tapes, right? All of the sugar rhinestones. We have bead mixes, and we still have obviously all the Snap Charm stuff in there. But that's what this is. That's what all of this is. And pretty soon we're going to have our Topkins. That's what's going to start rolling out this coming week. And that's the Topkins line, which with the characters and stuff that you can interchange, and they already have the magnetic system in place. Yeah, so this is a sample of one of them.
I want to show my little child.
This is, we have like the little googly eye characters. So this is the penguin. This is our little prototype of the penguin, but he's going to have the magnetic base option underneath and the keychain feature on top. So you can buy either version of them. And we're going to have an entire series that's releasing, and even a knitted version. So there's that. We're also, as I mentioned, doing the letters, but we're also doing letter beads as well. All right, so going back. The third one, this is the most important one right here. This is our, where do you find the hang base and the mount characters and the flex? Yep, Perfect. So on the site, if you can either look at the latest collection drops, which are right here in the top part. You can see that you can do the 5, 10, or the 20, and then you can pick your base color or your mount color. They can be 2 separate colors. They don't have to be white and white. They can be different colors. And we show you how it works, options that you can choose to use it for, the ideas for the use of it, and the color options and the schemes, as well as the measurements. You can use it under that. You can get it from our latest drops. You can also go into our Snap Charm system, and we have our, I think it's under the base. Yep, it's under our base speeds because it's a base speed and a character mount. So you can literally find it, or you can even do the search and start typing in hang. As soon as you write the word hang, there it is right there. So we have literally this whole site works together. The last piece that I was talking about was the Charmy Business Lab. This is where, if you guys want to get serious about turning this from a hobby into an actual business, I teach you guys all of this. About 90% of this stuff is free. So there's no cost to register and get access to all of the free content. The stuff that I do for our Charmy Lab insiders is having a WhatsApp group that we have together that is kind of like our insider group. They have direct access to me pretty quickly, actually. And we also do a weekly business live. So like this one was the one from this Tuesday. This is where I talk about the teleprompter app and show you the teleprompter app, how to use it. This teleprompter app was free, so it's amazing to be able to get all of this information. And we also have like a business coach GPT that quite literally is like talking to me. All of my knowledge, any new content, any new training, business training that I do goes into this GPT. And you guys will literally have, some of them call them Sasha GPTs, some of them call them Charmy GPTs, but it is the one GPT that I have that is quite literally all about this business. So you can have like a guide, walk you through things. You can do what's that called, mock designs of your pen. So if you wanted to design one of your base speeds, but you're like, I don't want to waste my materials, I want to be able to see what it looks like. You can have the GPT do a mock design, take a base picture of your pen and be like, hey, I want to put some blue rhinestones on the base speed. What would it look like? And literally describe you can describe the rhinestones. You can say it's a 3 millimeter, 4 millimeter, whatever you're going to do. Maybe you're going to throw some sugar rhinestones on it, and boom, it'll go ahead and show you a mock design of it. It's not to take away from your creative sense, but if you have a limited supplies, you don't want to waste those limited supplies, and you want to be able to use these to be able to sell them to your customers and be confident that what you're designing is going to look like how you're expecting it to look. But yeah, we have everything like the start here, all of that cool stuff. I even have tools and resources for you guys. So like there's how to build your product description. Move this here a little bit. The 5-touch content planner. And this is all available. There's no paid membership or anything that is required for these. I even have your stop guessing your price. This is a calculator. This one's a spreadsheet that I share with you guys. And I even shared, I did my TikTok replay about pricing without guessing. This was I broadcasted what I did on my Tuesday weekly chat, or excuse me, Tuesday weekly business lab with my insiders. I redid the whole thing for TikTok that time. And then I also released the one that I did with my insiders here. So this one, you can immediately get access to it. Get the worksheets and everything that I offer my insiders without having to pay to be an insider. So there's a lot of things I release to you guys because I want to see you succeed. This is not just about making a buck. I legitimately want to see you succeed. I provide a ton of resources for you guys. So not only do you know how to run this as a business, not just a hobby, but quite literally run it as a business, and being able to make sales and actually feel confident that you're making a business out of this. Is not just a hobby, right? I think a lot of us get so caught up with the fact that, oh my God, I feel like made a mistake. I bought all this stuff and I don't know who to sell it to. I'm quite literally giving you guys all of the business information so that you know who to sell to. I even have, I believe it's under tools and resources, a personality. It's a free personality quiz that will tell you, based on what you have for what your personality style is, what target market you should work with, because you're going to find pleasure in working with them, because you're going to be talking to people that have similar sentiments as you, similar loves and likes and things like that. So when you talk to people, if you're doing craft shows, it's going to feel natural. It's not going to feel like you're forcing interest in a topic that you don't have interest in, right? So I talk about all that stuff, all on that, on the Charmy Business Lab, and on my weekly calls with my Charmy insiders. But today was primarily like we wanted to jump on because we're going to start making our presence more known on our lives. It is one of the things, like, you know, it's easy to be like, okay, I don't want to be in front of the camera, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm on the camera all the time, but I want my engineer to have more camera time because he is brilliant. He is, you know, not only my partner in life, but you know, when we work together, there's a lot of things that we do in crafting that I may have not thought about, but he did. Liz, yes, there is for the insider, not to get access to all the free stuff. Like, that's free. You can sign up for free. The stuff for the insiders, it's $8 a month. I try to make it as inexpensive as possible. I know some of us have spent more than that on a bead pen. And I'm just talking about like the bases. So thank you, Carmen. And so it's $8 a month or $80 for the year, but that comes with that weekly call, the insider group that we have on WhatsApp. You guys also get to learn insider information, meaning that's why you're insiders. You get to know what's coming up and what's releasing soon before anybody else does. So that's going to be one of the biggest things that I advocate for if you truly want to take this from a hobby into a business. Even if you don't do the insiders at the beginning, please take a look at all of the resources that I offer you for free. It's a lot. I know it's going to overwhelm some of you, but take it one step at a time. I think the biggest aspect of this business is that people don't realize it is a business. There's a lot of nuance when you're selling. There's, you know, not only packaging and making things look pretty, there's an entire side of things. So let me show you really quick, Liz, on here. I'm gonna flip my camera. Give me one. Yep. There we go. So if you go to the link in my bio, you're gonna have to open it in a separate. Let me show you. Because if you go to the link in my bio, right, you're going to click on that link. It's going to do this whole thing. It always does that on TikTok. You're going to go to the top 3 dots up here and open in browser. When you open my site in the browser, it's going to open it up in your own internet browser. It's not going to worry about the app and the restrictions and stuff like that. It's all the security features are in place. It's just the way that TikTok works with third-party links. On my site, you're going to go down to these 3 boxes. This is the Snap Charm system. That's everything that we've been talking about. This is the supplies, like the kits and the supplies that we offer for like the DIY supplies, the crystals, the creation tape, all that stuff. And then we have the lab. The lab is where you're going to register for free. And if you decide you want to join as an insider, you'll be able to upgrade from within there. There is a free option. So like if there's a free, a paid article or something that you want to see, you do get one. It's kind of like a, oh God, what is that called? Not a token, but they give you a freebie that you can unlock a paid item before you even upgrade, and you get full access to it. And so you can definitely start here to learn what it's all about. But we have, like, for example, DIY tutorials, tools and resources, which has all of the information I talked about with the pricing calculator, prototyping your design the smart way by using AI and not your materials, especially if you're low on your materials. Your product sales diagnosis checklist. I remember covering that on one of the TikTok lives. I even have all of my TikTok live replays on here. So even this one will go in here. So every time I talked about the system, anytime I talked about business, anytime I talked about collections, being able to do your pricing without guessing, all of that is posted here in that replay. You get to watch it all. All the links that I shared, if I shared resources, it's all here. And this is all free. There's no cost to that. So like I said, when I say that I want you guys to succeed, this is not about me trying to sell a system just for the sake of selling a system. It's because I was in your shoes. I was overwhelmed by the amount of supplies that I bought and wondering why I was so successful with every other business I created, but why was this one literally beating me up? And hubby can tell you all of the millions of times that I kept going, oh my God, I have an idea. And then I'd like poo out of it because it didn't work out. Oh, I have an idea. And he'd be like, okay, this is idea like 542, right? And he was supportive all the way. But it was one of those things where it's like, it finally hit me that the reason I kept tripping up on myself and getting in my own way is because I wasn't looking at this as a business. I was looking at it as a hobby, right? I bought all the inventory that I first started with as a hobbyist. I bought things I liked. I bought collections I loved, things that I knew I wanted, right? Everything was me. I bought for me, the buyer, not for the person who I initially wanted to buy for, because that would have been my buyer, the person who maybe loved Hello Kitty, loved cute pink, rhinestones, the shiny, and it was my market was going to be females, right? All of those things. Yes. And I know that this thing, like, hold on, Liz, because I don't know why I know sometimes it filters things out. So you asked a very, very good question, or you pointed out something very important. So yes, Big Cartel lets you sell 5. Like I always say, it's one of the most user-friendly options. Shopify, I love it. I have it. I'm okay with it because I am tech savvy and I use it to its full potential because I have a ton of inventory since I do a lot of DIY supplies. That's ideal for me. Big Cartel wouldn't work for me. But if you're selling pens and collections and keychains, Big Cartel works because it gives you that first 5 set of products for free. They don't even charge you processing fees. So you can have a web presence without having to pay $39 a month and all of that other stuff. I talk about that all the time there. I'm actually about to start doing, in August, we're going to do a training on Big Cartel for my insiders, and I'm going to be posting it on there. I think it's super important for you guys to know that you have alternatives and not have to sit there and give people your Cash Apps and your Squares and all your other stuff, or not Squares, your Zells, right? Things that are tied to your bank account. That's like the worst thing you can do when you're selling as a small business, because there will be scammers that know exactly what to say to you and what little pictures to send to scam you out of your money. And I literally had 2 that I encountered. One of them, I was literally out of the shower and I get an urgent message from one of my followers. Never talked to this person before. She's a follower, and immediately she was like, I just got this notification. This person said they wanted to buy stuff, and they were telling me that they sent me the money, and I checked my stuff and I didn't receive it. And I'm about to give her this information. And I was like, girl, stop. Do not do that, because they're literally scamming you. A lot of scammers will play on that desperation that we have to make that sale, and they bank on it, and they're very successful with it. So I teach you guys not to do those. Have a website presence. If someone starts putting up a front about, oh, I'm trying and this and this and then that, and it's not working, but cut them off. It is not a difficult process to buy something from a website. Okay. That's literally been the tradition and the culture for our society for years now. So if they're telling you, I made the purchase, here's my confirmation, here's this stuff, and you're not seeing it in your system, that's a red flag, right? Just like when they told you that they were sending you the money and they sent you the money, and look, here's a confirmation. With AI, you can do so much bad as much as you can do a lot of good, right? So when you mention if I have resources about, aside from Shopify, yes, try Big Cartel. They do let you list your first 5 products for free, and they will not charge you processing fees for those. So you can then increase your product lines. And when you're selling stuff, don't just sell a bunch of pens. Look at what you have that you could sell as a collection, so you can group it all in one listing and sell off that listing. But when you say you have a lot of inventory, are you doing like DIY supplies, or are you selling a lot of different pens? Because remember, we're shifting that mindset of selling individual pens to doing collections. That is the best way you're going to sell a lot of your inventory. So that's one of the biggest things to keep in mind. We got to start shifting our mindset from selling one pen at a time or one keychain and selling either bundles, gift sets. And when I say collections, I mean you include maybe 3 or 4 characters with 1 or 2 pens. What's kept us all stuck is that mindset of I got to sell this one thing at a time. So if you start shifting it, you're going to see that, yes, you might have a lot of inventory, but you also have a lot of inventory that can be made into a collection that you can sell off for a lot of money. Even if you're not using the Snap Charm system, literally bundle things up like collections. Perfect. So do you sell them as gift sets? Because if you're doing all of that, I would literally be focused on doing gift sets. Your top 5 products should be right now back to school gift sets. Depending on what target market you go after or who you're trying to market to, like that's the biggest part. Who are you marketing to? If you're trying to sell to everyone, you will sell to no one. Or you're going to have little sales here and there, but if you're not focused on who you're selling to, it's going to be a lot harder to get things out the door. I think that's going to be a huge mind shift change, right? Because we're so used to being like, I'm just going to put it up there and I'm going to hope and pray that somebody gets it. And I do like 20 different crafting items. I talk about it all the time with my insiders, because I have like 3 of them that do the same thing you do, where it's like they're doing they do pens, keychains, tumblers, they do the notebooks, like the acrylic shaker notebooks, like literally a bunch of different things. And I always tell them, don't sell everything all at once unless you're going to bundle it up into a kit, like a big gift basket. If you're going to sell it and you want to sell it as effectively as possible, bundle or offer the first thing as that entry gift thing, but sell that first thing that you can do every day, twice on Sunday, and that you absolutely love and can sit there seeing yourself doing this for the rest of your life. That easy thing that makes the best amount of sales, that's the one thing you're going to offer hands down all the time. Then bundle it or create a bundle with that next thing that you do, whether it's t-shirts, notebooks. You're bundling a pen with a notebook and you absolutely love it because it's fun. Always do that. When you're bundling, tack on one more thing that's either a little bit harder or takes a little bit more time, because that's labor that you have to account for, and that cost needs to reflect that. The cost to the customer needs to reflect that. So there's a lot. So keep in mind, it's going to be a process. Take your time. And if you do join today, Liz, please go to that insider. I'm going to show you where you really need to go to, because we're on week 7 now. So you've got some catch up to do, but I still reiterate everything again. There's the Insider Member Studio. I'm going to flip this again. The Insider Member Studio. This is literally all of the stuff we've been doing for the last few weeks. I have tons of articles in here. These are all paid content articles that we've been talking about since day 1. So I relaunched my entire business focused on crafters in January. I was selling to customers last year and the year before when I started with my keycaps. So all of this is a culmination of all the experience that I have had just in this crafting alone, not to mention the business experience that I have. A lot of people think, with crafting, it's just gotta be you're only crafting and that's the only successes that you've had to have. I'm not a boastful person when it comes to the things that I have accomplished. Like sometimes I sit back and I'm like, holy crap, that's a lot of stuff that I've done. And a lot of times it's because I didn't focus on how hard it was going to be. I focused on what the outcome was going to be, what I wanted, right? At one point, the job that I have today, because I still have my 9 to 5, I absolutely love my 9 to 5. It's training. It's literally what I do for you guys, but I get paid a lot more to do that there. But I work in an industry where I get to work with senior living communities, and I love it. I love to be able to create training and create those innovative things that help people learn more, right? That being said, at one point in time, when I first started working with this company, there were so many shifts and changes that I was just like, oh my God, this is insane. I can't do this. This is just way too much. And I'm at this point with all the changes and people and management and everything, I can't be here anymore. So I left for 2 years. I got called back and they made it worth my while to come back. But for those 2 years, I literally went into a career I knew nothing about. I went into real estate. Not only did I sell a ton of real estate, but I got Rookie of the Year in new home construction because I used that innovation, the things that I learned from all the other businesses and all the other jobs that I've ever done that I've been really good at, because I didn't care about me taking a risk, right? I knew that something was going to work. I knew that something, that new idea that I had was going to hit, right? Very much like the Snapchat system. I knew it was going to be popular. I knew it was going to hit because it's the one thing that we've been missing, being able to sell things in bulk, not just one piece at a time. So when I went into real estate, I went into an industry I didn't know anything about. Crafting, I knew all my life because my mom used to do crafting. She used to, sew and sell kits, and not kits, clothes, like actual sets of clothes, and she made gift baskets and all sorts of stuff. So crafting was always in my life, but it was always that hobby, right? When I did it as a business, all I could remember was the hobby side. I never thought of it under the business side. And when I started applying the things that I knew from business that got me where I was or where I am today, it was one of those things where I was like, okay, I have to teach this. I have to be able to get this information out, because so many of us look at this business as a hobby because we fell in love with it as a hobby and then realized we were not prepared to be able to do things as a business, meaning understand that our pricing has to include our labor. Because if we blow up, if you guys end up blowing up, I want you to think of it this way. You blow up and you sell a collection and everybody and their mom wants to buy it from you. What's going to happen? You're going to start growing your business. You are not going to be the one crafting every single little thing every 5 minutes. You're going to hire help. Well, guess what? If your pricing, when you started, did not account for the labor costs, that labor cost wasn't for you. It was for the future help that you are going to bring on to help you grow your business. But if we're not accounting for that and we're just saying, okay, I spent like $3 to get the pen and the beads and the spacers. If I sell the pen for $10, oh my God, I've made $7. That's not how that works. The cost for your packaging, right? The customer might pay for shipping, but they're not paying for the box that you bought, the paper, the tissue paper, the bubble wrap, the tape, right? They're not paying for all that. The extra glues that you pop into these things so that they don't go out, like they don't move around and shift, right? They're not paying for any of that. They're paying for the shipment and the product. And if your product price doesn't cover every single thing, including those processing fees from sites like Shopify, or if you sell on TikTok Shop or any other marketplace, and you know what I'm talking about, if you're not accounting for all of those fees, you're digging into whatever profit you might have had. In the Pricing Without Guessing TikTok that I did 2 weeks ago, I kid you not, I showed them, all these like memberships to like Canva and all these things. You have to account all of these things, like the Shopify, all these things. I did all that. I showed them. If I were to sell my pens, if I only sold one set, one pen or one collection a month, I would literally have made $1 in profit. That's it. After all my fees and all my stuff, that's not a business. At that point, you're giving your stuff away. So I want you guys to have that mindset shift of, It doesn't have to feel overwhelming. You're going to do it little by little and make those changes and implement those changes little by little. But you have, just like you gave yourself the time to buy all the supplies and all the things, you have to give yourself the time to restructure yourself as a business. Good. Yeah. But see, the thing is that if you truly take into account, like, you have to quite literally look at all the stuff that you add to your pens, price that out. Your fees for Shopify, for like the processing fees that Shopify does, you have to account that for your sales. Because if somebody just buys one pen, you're paying that fee regardless, right? If they buy 10 pens, great.
I was just gonna add, treat yourself like a minimum wage employee.
Well, that's what I mentioned, right? So the labor has to be accounted for. So
15 minutes.
Right. So if it takes you 10, 15 minutes to put that pen together because you're designing and you're doing stuff, if you're going to pay someone $15 an hour to do the same thing for you, once you create that design, you have to account for that. So at the end of the day, when you're doing your math and you're selling your pens and your stuff, you need to make sure that you're accounting for all of these little nuances. And a lot of people don't. So when you see people selling, yeah. And so you, even if you charge $35, if you're not making the sales, that's great that you're charging $35, and your pens are very much worth $35. Fantastic. But if they don't know where to find you, if they're not, if you're not accounting for all of those specifics, and then also that revenue that you get in, that's money that you could be reinvesting back into your business to promote yourself, right? To put into marketing. Those are all things that we forget because we just fall in love with the product. We fall in love with the lives and getting all those cute beads and all the rhinestones. And yeah, it is hard. Liz, I'm going to tell you right now, it was the biggest slap in my own face that I had to realize. Like, I got into something that I knew just enough to be dangerous about, but I didn't think about all the specifics when I first started collecting and doing all this stuff. I didn't think about all the specifics that I had with my other businesses that were successful. With my real estate, I knew I had to account for my licensure, right? I knew I had to account for my MLS fees. I knew I had, and my membership to the Realtor Associate. I knew I had to account for all of that, right? But when I came to freaking crafting, I was just like, oh, that's okay. I only spent blah, blah, blah on this. And then I realized, oh my God, I still got to buy the supplies to package. I still got to buy the stickers. I still got to do the actual labor. And it's like, oh my God. And the time and the money just go up and up and up and up. So I say all this to tell you guys, you're not alone. So please look at me in my face. You are not alone. Okay. There are, everybody that's a part of my entire following is here for a reason. It wasn't just because I made the Snap Charm system. It's because we are not alone. But I am advocating for everything that we're doing. And as long as you guys commit to shifting your mindset from I'm a hobbyist because I love collecting beads to I really do want to do this as a business. What are the changes that I have to make? Okay, she's giving me all these checklists. She's giving me all these options and tools and resources. Do not try to do them all in one night. Do not try to do them all in one entire week or a month. It's going to take a little bit of time. But I will assure you that the little changes that you do and that you implement in your business, and it has to be from that business mindset, the changes you implement are going to help you create an actual successful, profitable business. You're no longer going to look at it as oh yeah, let me discount the pen. No, nobody walks into Hermes and goes, oh my God, I love your bag, but can you give it to me like 20% discount? No, they know the value it brings. You guys have to exude that same value with what you create. It is handcrafted for a reason. So all of that, you have to definitely, oh yeah, listen, that's the biggest thing. Like there's so many things that we account for. Like when I told you I did that pricing without guessing on TikTok, I said, okay guys, so I literally was like, okay, we did this, we counted for the beads, we accounted for the labor. Is that it? Is that not actually? No, that wasn't the labor part. This was just for the cost of the goods. I was like, okay, so here I have this pen. I accounted for every single one of these items. Was that all? And a couple of people were like, no, you have an extender rod on that. That's an upcharge because that extender rod doesn't come standard with the pens. I was like, ding, 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 right? Little things that we forget that we do, right? My little branding charms, I didn't account for those. I purposely did that, guys. I know what I have on here because I teach you guys this, but I want you guys to start recognizing things like a business owner. So I started going like, yes, my little charm with my logo, that has a cost, right? All of those little nuances that we tend to forget have to be accounted for. And it only feels overwhelming when it's literally put in front of your face and you're like, oh my God, she's right. But it's not the end of the world. You're not going to be stuck with an entire craft room full of items that you're not going to have go anywhere. Just follow the process, little by little make changes, especially when it comes to your site. Do not, Liz, if I had to give you any advice, I know you do all of those things. Start, like literally act like you're relaunching your website. You're going to start fresh. What do you want to put on Big Cartel to quite literally just focus on one thing that you really want to sell a lot of? And then little by little, add a bundle option. Add, hey, you want the matching tumbler? We offer that as a set, right? You want the matching, you want the gift set with the tumbler, the keychain, the pen, and the t-shirt? You have so many options. I would literally just tell you, forget about, just little individual things. Like literally, girl, just focus on gift sets and creating them in such a unique and personalized way that people will want to buy them from you. But they have to be that collection focus. And I'm not talking about just buying a bunch of characters. I'm talking about make it themed, right? A themed collection set. And who's the target market? Is it going to be teachers during back to school? Is it going to be moms and Mother's Day? Is it going to be fathers for Father's Day, right? Is it going to be team sports, right? There's lots of options, literally lots of options. Are you going to sell to people who love to play D&D and maybe you do an entire gift set where it's like everybody gets a shirt that says this is the D&D crew that they are, and you sell like what we have, right? The little dragons, and you've got all of this. Oh, someone said, Mr. C, I got into algebra. Oh, sweet.
That's good.
Yes, nursing, exactly. And that's the thing, right? Also, start focusing on craft shows that have that target market, right? Hospitals do little vendor shows every now and then. Call them up. When do you guys have your next vendor show for small businesses? I would love to join. And literally have your stuff out there, because your stuff, if you do like bundles, that'll sell. Yeah. Carmen, there you go. See? She's like, they sure do. I've said it. I've said it. So I know. It's almost like I know what I'm talking about, y'all. It's literally what I used to do. So I worked a long time ago at Telemundo, right? I was a media buyer. I used to be in charge of millions of dollars of ad spend every month to get our telenovelas out there to our major markets, right? So I had to buy media for radio, and yes, radio. And I still to this day, as a matter of fact, I talked to somebody about that recently. I was like, to this day, I remember, because this was like 02 to 04. I still remember when we got the media kit from Facebook, because they were just starting to work with businesses. And I'm like, I was like, oh my God, that feels like a long time ago. But yes. Oh, the bundles, Leah. Yeah, it's if you do a lot of crafts. So like if you do tumblers and t-shirts and pens and keychains and stuff, instead of selling stuff individually, focus on gift sets and focus on who you're going to sell those gift sets to and make them themed. I want you guys to start thinking like the brands that we buy from every day, right? Oh God, edible creation, what is it? Arrangements. Thank you. what do? Right? They have the little bear with the heart and the matching fruit and strawberries thing. Or yeah, edible arrangements. Yeah, I was like, guys, it still doesn't feel like. Look at Sherry's Berries, right? I'm trying to go like even to things that we don't even think about that do collections, right? Their strawberries all have a theme. They have like edible arrangements has like the little baskets for the teachers, right? And it has the little balloon and the little flowers. Like so much stuff happens when you start focusing on selling in a collection or a theme. Who's that? Who is that? You see, I got smarter and I passed. I'm so who is it that's I have no idea who that is. So but yeah. Let's see, you're doing the Bronx and they're charging me 400 to have a table. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why for you it's going to be so important to have gift sets because those you can sell for larger quantities of money to make back the amount of money you're going to have for a table. So this is one of the biggest things you guys need to understand. You tailor what you're offering depending on the show. So for example, if I wanted to do MegaCon next year, MegaCon was how much, babe? 2,000.
Holy God. Okay. So a regular table was 2,500.
Yep.
A corner table was 3,000.
Yep.
Or they were giving an offer if you want a double table. It was on sale for 3,900.
Okay. So think about that. If you're selling individual pens at $35 a pen, how many pens would you have to sell to make back for one table $2,400? And that's not even thinking about the fact that, yes, Liz, you just realized it, right? That's why I said when you do these shows where it's a bigger investment, bundles, collections, themes work fantastic because they're like, oh, I can get this whole thing ready to go. It's $100. Fantastic. You sell 4 of those baskets, even if you have your starting price at like $75 for a smaller set, you make back the money quickly. I would even venture so far as to be like, you want to bring people to your table, have one gift basket that you're doing as a giveaway. That'll bring them to your table to sign up. You can show them what you offer and they'll still be able, now you have customer information, you're gaining marketing, right? You have a gift basket. You probably have stuff sitting in your shelves for this past year. Well, guess what? Have one as a giveaway. Do you not think that I could have easily sold this thing? No, but I want you guys to start looking at this option of having a collection. So I'm doing a giveaway. All this stuff costs me money.
I literally bought something cheap at the pawn shop.
That's true.
They had a Father's Day raffle.
So we're making room for our son. So I'm like, either we go to the pawn shop and sell stuff off. Like we have like old, what was it? Our lawnmower equipment. We actually have a company that comes and does it. Not a company, but it's one of our neighbors. He comes and mows our lawn. It was not even a big lawn, but there's no reason for us to have equipment. So I'm like, go sell it at the pawn shop. Maybe they'll take it. He went and sold it. And for Father's Day, they were like, oh yeah, if you make a purchase, you can enter into our drawing. He made a purchase. He actually won one of the gift baskets. But it's like one of those things, like it brings people to want to do something, right? And Liz, for you, you can be like, hey, it's free to enter. You get 1 entry for free. But if you make a purchase, you get 2, 3 extra entries. Now there's an incentive for them to buy. So it's insane. It's amazing, like the amount of stuff we can do, the flexibility we have. But you guys don't have to look at it as like, oh my God, it's a lot especially when you're doing craft shows. Just stand out. That's all you do. And if your stuff is literally all gift baskets from small to large, that's like the mentality of edible arrangements. You have the small arrangements and then you have the really large ones that come with all of the hoopla. Depending on who you want to buy stuff for, there you go.
I think about Easter. If you go into like Wally World or Target at Easter, they have all those baskets already made for kids. The Spider-Man one, the Mickey one, the Princesses one.
Yep.
And that way, all you have to do is pick one thing your kid likes, and then boom, there's $50. But you don't care because it's done. It's in one shot. So when you're putting the money down for a table, you got to come out swinging.
Yep. And Liz, when you do go through that, look through the media kit that a lot of these shows offer, or ask them, who is your target market? Like, who goes to your shows, right? So, 'cause if I was gonna go to a show where it was like a convention, like an anime convention, I know the customer that's gonna go to this. So I'm not gonna take, I'm not gonna. It's like what all the stuff I have people at an anime convention would want. But let's say if
I'm not
I
gonna take random little animal toys.
yeah, I'm not gonna take animal toys. I would take stuff that looks chibi or kawaii, right? Things that people who love animes or anime specific designs. I would take those to those shows because I know they would sell, right? I wouldn't take nurse supplies or supplies just for teachers to the anime shows because that's not the only market that goes there. I want to specify it to the people who love the reason for attending that show. So that the Bronx thing that you're going to, who attends that show? Is it general public? Well, what area in the, I know it's the Bronx, but what specific demographic are they marketing to, right? Is it girls? Is it women? Is it a mix of families, right? Is it military? There's always some demographic of people that want to go to these shows. Mm-hmm. And whether it's your typical teenagers to adults who love anime, or you're doing a military show and you have primarily military families and you're going to do gift baskets, there you go. You have to theme them based on where you're going, right? You go to a Renaissance fair, you're not going to have modern day looking type stuff. You're going to have really cute Renaissance looking designs, like the dragons, like the little books, right? Like the little what are they called? Not books. Right, even like things like this, right? Metal alloy
unicorns,
type things.
Mythical creatures.
Exactly, right? All of those things. So it's a small business street food festival. Fantastic. We have those here in St. Cloud all the time.
Oh,
what? Oh yeah. Well, that was part of a little so I did this little I got one of those kits from like Five Below, and they had like a whole little strawberry shortcake set, and I actually put it together to create little snap charms out of it. I showed this like a few weeks ago on our TikTok live. But whatever you create, it's a small business street food festival. They do those down here in downtown all the time. That means you have a lot of families, right, that are going to be attending. It's back to school, right? So you might want to have kits and gift baskets that are geared towards kids returning to school. For the teachers, maybe the smaller ones that you do like teacher gifts. Be like, hey, everybody's going back to school pretty soon. You want to have your teacher gifts, and it has like the little cute things that they have that they like. Make them like unisex for some, make some of them more girly, make some of them more guy style, because they might have male or female teachers, right? Or you might want to do a unisex style so that it matches whoever. But primarily, if you're going to do these, do them so that the target market, who's going back to school? The kids, right? So you're going to have a lot of cute characters and a lot of things that are going to be mixed in there with your designs. And if you customize, even better. Like if you have a portable machine that you take with you to customize and put the kids' names on it, that should be the theme of your entire booth. It's that back to school gift set ready to go. And hey, so-and-so, and your gift baskets and your gift sets don't even have to be in a basket, right? Think about the kids. It could be in a book bag that already has all the stuff, and you have like the little charms attached, like the clips, right? Mm-hmm. You have, for example, where's the other part of the bag clip? Oh, here it is, right? You do the little chains with I'm just using our snap charm because this is one of the things that we were talking about earlier, but you would do these and be like, yeah, look, and then they can snap, take off the character and then pop a different one on. Or, hey, even if you do a static one, it's already on the book bag that matches that design. So you can do all of those. Mm-hmm. And you tailor it to the show that you're going to, and you will make sales because you're talking to your buyer. At that point in time, the Small Business Street Food Festival is going to focus on buyers that are there to shop. They know what's coming up. Some of them have their families. So I know the ones that we go to for the once a month ones in downtown, I literally see the moms pushing the carts, or like they have the little kids, and then the teenagers are like literally going booth to booth buying really cute stuff, or the young kids are with their parents and they're like, "Mommy, look at this! I want to buy this! I want to get this!" And they'll do it. So it's not just food. You can definitely offer what you have. Yeah.
No, my only other thought is, think about who and where you are in your area. For instance, the first thing that came to my mind is you're in New York, you're in the Bronx. A big thing that's happened recently is the Knicks won for the first time in like over 50
Sports
years.
related.
If it's families, how many moms or dads or sons are going to be obsessed if they can get something with their favorite team that just happened to win this big thing, or the World Cup just happened at Madison Square Gardens and everything.
Hello, love. But yes, like all of those things take into account. Oh my God, I love you so much. I haven't seen you in a hot minute. I know I didn't go live last week, but oh yeah, you gotta do the thingy and all right. So yes, there's lots we talk about, you guys, as you've probably seen potentially in a lot of stuff that I do. We talk about business. We talk about not only the business side, we talk a lot about the biggest factor, which is how to turn what you have into products that actually sell. And in this case, I'm going to continue talking about collections that actually sell. So as I mentioned earlier on the live, we launched the hang base today. Tomorrow we will be launching the letters for our collection displays. And if you haven't seen what that looks like, where are they? Did you put them back up there? My collection displays with the names? No. The ones with the little names.
I put them back up there.
Oh.
I didn't want them to get knocked.
Yeah. So you guys will have the option to start customizing and putting names on here. And I'm also going to sell the beads. So there's going to be bead versions of letters and the standard letters that go on the collection displays. So those are going to be launching tomorrow. They'll just pop in on the day. I don't have a specific time for them, but they will be launching tomorrow. I want to say before the end of the afternoon. But the hang bases are live, and it comes with the mount so that you can then switch it out from a wristlet to a badge reel, right? So here's another one. I can take this one off, pop it onto this badge reel, right? And then continue on with the system. Like I literally have a ton of options on this one. It's got the flex base and that hanging one. So lots of options and opportunities, guys. So if you have any questions, that link in my bio will take you to our site. Don't forget, as I'm about to close out of this live, the giveaway for this one is still going. It's going to go until the end of the month. And this is custom. We did this one custom for the giveaway. But it is the full set of the Gingy and Lord Farquaad with his actual castle design on it. And so, yeah. Oh, thank you. Yes, it is. And that's the biggest part. I want to show you guys that it is doable. You can create these and sell them as collections, and it doesn't just have to be characters. It can be, it could be anything that you want to collect or sell, or butterflies, themes, fairies, all that stuff. AC, yes, you go on the link in my bio. Let me show you guys really quick. I'm going to flip this camera. There we go. 1 second. All right. So let me go back to TikTok here. So link in my bio. You're going to select it. Up on the top right-hand side, there's those 3 little dots. You're going to see at the bottom of your phone and stuff, it's going to say open in browser. Just go there, because TikTok and any social media platform, like, they normally hate third-party sites, but that's how you get to it. When you come to the page, you can scroll to the Founders Edition giveaway. Enter now. Uh-oh. What the heck? Give me 1 second. There it goes. I don't know why it errored on me, but there it is. So far, we have 162 entries. but there's options to continue increasing the amount of entries you get, whether you visit a page, you check it out, you do XYZ. It will have all of that in there. It closes out July 30th at 11:59, and then we pick a winner. But yep, you get the entire collection sent to you. So that's the newest thing. And then all of our latest drops, including the stuff that's launching tomorrow, are here under our latest collection drops. There's the hang base. And there's the Charmy Business Lab, which is where we talk about the business side of all the crafting and everything that we do. Whether it's beads, notebooks, keychains, whatever craft, it's all I call it collection crafting, y'all, because that's exactly what we have here. And it is free to sign up to get access to a ton of this. Like I said, 90% of everything that's on here is free. The only things that you won't are the things that are marked paid, because those are for our insiders. It's $8 a month. It's very nominal to get quite literal business advice that people pay thousands of dollars for. I want to make it affordable. I want to make it accessible. It's $8 a month or $80 for the year. And we meet weekly on Tuesdays through our Zoom weekly call. And then we also have our WhatsApp group for our insiders. So it's you're trying to. So I will say, as soon as I'm done with the live here, what I do is on Mondays, I send an email out to everybody with the Zoom link. Everything is sent weekly. So you guys have all your worksheets and everything. So once you're a paid member, you're going to be given access to your WhatsApp group invitation link. I send all that stuff out directly. And then, like I said, the Zoom link, I refresh that in the WhatsApp group. I have that linked as well for the Zoom. Like, I literally have it all in there. And then you guys will also get an email on every Monday before the meeting happens on Tuesday. I send out the topic that we're talking about, all the worksheets, the Zoom link itself, and everything. So, the time of the session. So it starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays. And if you can't make it, or maybe you miss one, I always record it. The replays and everything are posted the next day on the Charmy Business Lab. And you'll get it via email and the Substack app if you end up getting the app. Yes. I literally was showing them. Hello, Sharon. I was showing them to people. I was like, look, she got all the beauties. I got these. These are all printed up and done. And then we've got these. I have these other two that were created as well. Like, we have all of the, let me grab that. We have a bunch of the other ones. Like, I have this one ready to go. So we have, like, they're literally currently printing right now. Let me show them to you. I know I moved something here. All right, let me show them to you. Lucky girl, they're coming to life. Look at that. That's them coming to life. So we are almost done with the big batch, but you know they're game changers, because they are easily just one of the best ways to sell these collections is to have it all in a display. Oh, I know. That's what I was telling everybody. That's why I do the giveaway. Enter that giveaway too. Because that's like, this is an entire display. This is a wonderful example of an entire display. Even the hubby is so proud of the Mario one. Like, we have that one. But yeah, we've got tomorrow we're launching the collection display letters. There's going to be an assortment of letter color options and everything. And we're going to have the bead versions as well of the letters. So they'll look like this. So you guys can put them on your collection displays. And that way you can offer a customized option for anybody who buys them. Oh, yeah, exactly. And that's the best part. Because they are 3D printed, you can actually embellish them, color them, use UV gel paints on them. Sharon's on.
Yay!
Yay! She's the one you're designing all the stuff for.
Yes, the little army that I've been creating.
His army. He loves it. He absolutely loves it. So yeah, that's one of the biggest game changers that we have, and now we're just continuing to expand. And then starting next Monday, because I've already trained hubby on starting to post things on Shopify, we are launching the themed beads. So every single day we're gonna have a new themed bead, and those are the base beads for those of you who might not be aware of it, right? These are themed based on holidays or, you know, any particular design. So like we've got our little pumpkin here, which is Grammy Zero.
Can you demonstrate this at some point too?
Mm-hmm.
0.
So like for Halloween, like how cute is that?
But because it's the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh yeah, and because it's Nightmare Before Christmas, you can interchange that pumpkin for the Christmas tree, which we made like little indentions in there, so you guys can put little rhinestones in there to make it look like a light up Christmas tree. And now he's on a Christmas tree, which can take little rhinestones. We love innovating. We love being able to create and giving you guys options, so you're not feeling stuck like you're having to design like everybody else, right? There's so many different ways you can use this, so many different ways that you can offer your collections, and that's for us. That's like the biggest plus in all of this. But all right, my voice is wearing out. I've been on for talking nonstop for about 2 hours and 15 minutes. All right. Did you want to say anything else? Oh, and we are going to be introducing that men's line here soon.
Yeah. I have one more little thing that I've been working on.
Oh, God, yes. Mm-hmm.
So we've heard a couple of things, and obviously we have the test stuff here in the shop. And some people have been a little concerned about the fact that when you have your base bead, they don't want the top to get scratched. You know, because again, you can drop it, things like that. So I have made a new version that is coming out of the 2.0 that is completely
It's enclosed. So the magnetic
inside,
base is enclosed.
But as you can see,
it is still
completely viable and has all the same strength as our normal base beads, but you no longer have to worry about the magnet getting scratched, chipped, or damaged.
But and the funny thing is that they don't get damaged or chipped unless somebody's like literally stabbing them or doing something purposeful.
Oh no, you would have to really work at it.
But one of the biggest things is like some people are like, well, what if we like take off this? We don't want that magnet showing. So we're giving you options. I've never really heard anybody complain about it. They just thought it was a cool idea, and we ended up adding that as an option. So those will be releasing soon as well. And you'll be able to select if you want the cover on or off, but these are going to be specific to the 3D printed versions because the acrylic ones do not have that option. Oh, yay. Oh, I was talking about you earlier. I was like, you have just innovated beyond like thinking about the fact that you're doing this as an entire story and a collection that you're going to release. It's insane at how beautiful it is that you tied your culture and just this beautiful story about Pony into it. I was like, oh my God. And so I've been asking Sharon to send me like videos and stuff, because I'm going to do an entire like video series on this. It's just to show you guys, you're not limited by selling a pen or selling a keychain. You guys can create an entire unique series that you can continue providing people who collect, people who would love your work, because you're taking it beyond the scope of just a pen or just a keychain. So it's amazing. Your idea is just mind-blowing, and I can't wait to be able to share it with everyone once everything launches. You're amazing.
I thought it looked awesome.
Oh, I know.
She showed me a sneak peek, and I'm a big fan of those animals. So I was like, I want them.
Yeah, he wanted to collect it. I was like, yeah, I have some extras that I put in like your last shipment. I was like, oh, she gonna like these. So when you get that, you're gonna understand what I'm talking about. That I added a few extra little giveies in there, but I thought they would help Pony. So definitely, I appreciate you guys. All right, I'm gonna have to log off here because we have a big day tomorrow. We have a lot to do, especially with the releases that we're doing, and then getting the kids ready because they're gonna be gone for like 3 weeks. So they're gonna be vacationing, and we're gonna be working nonstop because we got, like I said, all the holiday beads, or I should say the themed beads, because that's what they're gonna be called, themed beads, that we're gonna be releasing next week, and we got so much more to bring to you guys to continue expanding the Snap Charmiverse for you guys.
Well, because we have holidays like Mardi Gras, but we also got themes like to go with my Plumber Bros display that I made with little.
You gotta do the whole.
Yes, please. This is my forte.
You're so awesome. I love you. Oh my goodness. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here and for the support you all have shown. And I can't wait to see just additional success stories from you guys. And don't forget to go to the site, the Charmy Business app, sign up if you haven't. It's free and you get tons of resources to keep expanding your business. I love you guys. Have a great night. I will talk to you soon, and we're going to have lots more launching. I appreciate you. Good night.